down straight to the point. Sorry about that. I had the heater blowing, y'all. Hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member. And also hit the notifications too. So you can get all of my content too. Salute to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball as well as boxing community. And salute to all the people that rock with me, day ones as well as the new subs too. Let's go ahead and get right into this, man. Now, there has been more drama circulating this Joel Embiid mess that's going on with the Sixers. To me, it's not no surprise. It's what I've been telling y'all the whole entire season, that Joel Embiid is not locked in. Joel Embiid does not care about anybody except himself. You saw that because of him begging and crying about a meaningless regular season MVP in comparison to what really matters, which is a championship. Now, both the front office as well as the fans are having an issue with Joel Embiid. Now, I want to make something clear. At first, believe it or not, it wasn't really so much the fans that were getting on Joel Embiid, but now they're just now starting to notice it. They're starting to understand where I'm coming from. It was more so his teammates, Maxey, all of his team. Now it's the combination of the fans, it's the combination of the front office, and man, I had already talked about this, with Daryl Morey, and I said that a lot of this is Daryl Morey's fault. Okay, and as well as the front office too. Those guys made the decision to have this belief in Joel Embiid that he was going to come in the very next season and be healthy, in which you should have paid attention to Joel Embiid's track record, knowing what type of guy that you're going to get. And to me, I wouldn't have gave him extension. See, look, this is another thing I want to talk about too. Like, okay, when it comes to Jimmy Butler, I felt like look, everybody might be on the majority when they're saying it's Jimmy Butler's fault and everything. But I gotta agree with Shaquille O'Neal, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I don't rarely do. But Shaquille O'Neal is right, man. He said this. Please hit that like when you come in here, please. Shaquille O'Neal and both Kenny the Jet Smith and Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson, they were all having a back and forth. Shaquille O'Neal was in the minority, and he said this when it comes to Jimmy Butler. He said that all I've done for this franchise, and I put my body on the line, I'm not gonna give you 100% if you're not gonna give me what I'm worth. And whether you like it or not, Jimmy Butler made it to the finals twice. What's up, Get Good? He made it to the finals twice, and he made it to the Eastern Conference finals too as well. So he was deserving of that extension. And the thing about it is they're so bullheaded. The reason why I bring Jimmy Butler up in this situation is that you gave a guy, Joel Embiid, money for mediocre play. You gave him money for mediocre play and barely playing, and not only that, uh, being showing or displaying poor work habits, being lazy, not coming to the film work. Those are things that you should automatically know to do as a professional player. And Eric Spoelstra is sitting up there saying, yeah, this is your job and all this other stuff. Tell that to Joel Embiid. Because the last time I checked Jimmy Butler, he was doing that. That's why I'm on Jimmy Butler's side, man. I'm not on Joel Embiid's side. I'm not on Zion Williamson's side. And Shaquille O'Neal was right, man. Everybody wants to sit up here more often than not. Sometimes Shaquille O'Neal is wrong. Shaq, his talking point. Sometimes you kind of gotta raise your eyebrow at. But in this situation, I agree with Shaq 100% because he's been in that situation before. Now, the thing with Shaquille O'Neal that we gotta understand, Shaquille O'Neal, his work habits weren't the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it came, to the Lakers. However, he did make it up at the end of the season and stuff like that. But the last 2 years, we saw who was the better player out of Shaquille O'Neal and out of Kobe Bryant. So Shaquille O'Neal was right. And with Embiid, the fans are just now starting to see, okay, now we see what straight to the point is talking about. Now we see what, guys like Too Raw, Ticket TV, other guys have been saying about Joel Embiid. I've been saying it for the longest time. Everybody sat up there, man, and said that I was capping to have, but that's not the reason why I chose Jokic over Embiid. Listen, what? Jokic last night had 36, 22, and 17. I think he was only the second player in history to have a 30-20 game. But I think that's capped too because guys like Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had a lot of them. But that's neither here nor there. Joel Embiid, he brought this on himself, and the Sixers organization brought this on themselves. You signed a guy who's going to come in, got poor work habits. Really, a lot of people talk about, when we talk about the team aspect and everything, Joel Embiid doesn't even make his team better. He doesn't make his team better in any instance. Man, it's tired. Man, one of them tires fall off, that's it. He gonna cause a big old accident. My fault, y'all. But the front office, they're sitting up there and they're saying there's growing concerns and all this stuff about Joel Embiid. Well, you put it the Sixers organization have been known to give chance after chance after chance. Like, you stuck with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid for a very long time, longer than what a lot of other executives would have. If it was me, I would have got rid of Joel Embiid a long time ago because he's not making your franchise any better. Yes, I know we have a protected pick, 1 through 6. Okay, I understand that, but look, man, the house needs to be clean in Philly. Okay, and it starts with the head of the snake. If we're gonna sit up here and we're going to get a smoke to the Lakers, we got to start pointing the finger in the direction of the Philadelphia 76ers because we've been mediocre for a long time. Let's just call it what it is. We'll make noise. We'll make all this noise in the man. What the fuck? We'll make all this noise in the regular season, and then next thing you know, we get to the playoffs. Nothing happens. That's if we do make the playoffs. And fans are really they're starting to see what I've been saying. I might sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. You know, this has been something that everybody is growing frustrated with. I've been growing frustrated with Joel Embiid, I would say, for the past almost 4 years. And in the beginning, I was cheering him on. I wanted him to actually be out there. I wanted him to, but it just hasn't happened. You know, he'll get out there, good show and stuff, and then next thing you know, and now his body is really breaking down. You're seeing evidence of it. You're seeing evidence of the poor work habits. You're seeing evidence of him not having, good nutrition. Him not getting, some work done on his body. Him not being in good shape when you're supposed to. Look, you could be big and still be successful as long as you take good care of your body. I'm trying to figure out how Jokic looks like. If you look at Jokic, he doesn't really look like a basketball player. Jokic does not look like a basketball player, but he's been more successful. Jokic doesn't miss games. I mean, he dunked some smoke a couple of times or whatever, but for the most part, he doesn't miss any games. Come on. For the most part, he doesn't miss any games. And I'm trying to figure out why is it that Joel Embiid always has something wrong with him. And because Jokic he's not all light. He's not like no Victor Wembanyama or Bol or any of the lean guys that are in there playing. He's not, and he's still successful. He's still running up and down the court. He's not making any excuses. He's giving you triple doubles. I don't think he's the MVP. So there really shouldn't be any excuses from Joel Embiid. I mean, you had the knee situation. Everybody, all the Sixers channels, I'm going to name them out. Nicky Steve, shout out to him. He's a Sixers fan. RB, shout out to him. Man, it was another. It's another Sixers channel that I saw too. I forget the guy's name, but all the Sixers channels pretty much said the same thing. They should have shut down Embiid. I said it myself. You should have shut him down. So that's not like partially. I'm not going to give all of the blame to Joel Embiid. Yes, he deserves a lot of the blame, but y'all are the ones that took a chance on him. Y'all are the ones that rushed him back, wanted him to play on one leg in the playoffs, knowing damn well that this guy wasn't ready and it was going to do more damage. It was going to do more damage than it was good, especially coming into the next season. But I know a lot of guys didn't really see that happening because, I mean, he fooled us. Joel Embiid fooled us because he led us thinking that, okay, he's feeling better. He's in the Olympics. He's being successful. He got a gold medal. Okay, when he comes back, he'll be ready for training camp. Next thing you know, he don't want to play no more. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, I've been getting a lot of comparisons. A lot of people have been comparing Cade Cunningham to Grant Hill. Um, and listen, Grant Hill was a. I mean, if y'all didn't have a chance to really experience Grant Hill when he first got to the league, man, Grant Hill was that guy. They were starting to pay attention to Grant Hill uh, at the same rate that they were playing or that they were paying attention to Michael Jordan. However, I don't see Cade Cunningham, aka Cade Cunningham. To me, he plays more like Penny Hardaway, and let me explain why. Cade Cunningham, his playmaking ability is up there with Grant Hill because Grant Hill was a playmaker. He liked to attack the rim, and he would get his teammates involved. But Penny was a shoot first type of individual. Even though that Grant Hill played the point forward and everything, the small forward position, he could still handle the rock and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But Cade Cunningham better. He had a better shot than Grant Hill. Grant Hill, he had a he had an okay mid, wasn't consistent with his jumper. Like I said, he was more of getting to the rack. You know what I'm saying? Grant Hill was a slasher. Cade Cunningham is both, and that's what Penny was. Penny was more smooth with it. And like I said, it don't take nothing away from Grant Hill, but I just feel like Cade Cunningham is more like Penny. Now, y'all may see it differently than I do, and that's okay, man. I'm not gonna sit here and get mad at somebody because they think that Cade Cunningham plays more like Grant Hill. I mean, think about it. He played for the Pistons. He plays for the Pistons. He's the primary ball handler. I mean, he's putting up 24 and 10 in terms of assists. He's single-handedly leading. Well, you got some other guys on there too. We can't discount those other guys that have been putting in work. You also got to take into account coaching. Y'all have to excuse me, man. My allergies are killing me, man. But Kay Cunningham reminds me more of Penny Hardaway, man. Penny Hardaway, he could step out, hit the jumper. He was more perimeter orientated, if that makes any sense. Now he could get to the rack, and I thought that Penny and transition, I don't know, they was well in comparison to Grant Hill, because Grant Hill was more like he could pretty much do both. He could handle the rock, but he could also run out there wide on that sideline or whatever and catch oops or on a 3-on-1 or 3-on-2 break or whatever. He could be the guy in the middle or he could be on the right or the left. It didn't matter. But I think that Cade Cunningham reminds me more of Penny Hardaway. Of course, they played the same position. Um, but they are relatively the same height. I mean, Penny Hardaway was 6'7". Grant Hill was 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". I think it was. But yeah, um, Cade Cunningham, man, I'm not mad at that. That's actually if you say that he plays like Grant Hill, that's not a bad comparison. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now, and Cade Cunningham is real low key. Doesn't say that much. You know what I'm saying? He lets his plan do the talking. I'm very happy for the Pistons, man. I'm really, I'm really happy for the Pistons organization because they needed a season like this. The fact that's when you know you're being successful now is when you start getting all these, you start drawing comparisons and like I've seen Bad Boys 2.0. I've seen Grant Hill 3.0, whatever the case is, man. But I'm not mad at that, man. I think it's dope. I think it's dope, man. And like I said, I've been watching Cade Cunningham for a long time, for a very long time. Oh Lord, these allergies, bro. Yeah, so and the fact that he's already inserted into the MVP conversation, that's pretty good in itself. Yeah, and it makes sense because between him and SGA, they're both carrying um, their respective teams, single handed. I'm not mad that SGA lost last night either. I know they lost to Dallas. I know they lost without Luka and everything, but he still had a good game. Between him and Williams, what Williams had 33 and Kate Cunningham had 31, and they're acting like y'all are acting like Dallas blew them out or something like that. I mean, look, you're gonna lose. I mean, they're expecting it's like okay, they're expecting OKC to win every single game. Like that's the expectation now. See, that's how good they have gotten. Now y'all putting expectations on them. Oh, they lost without Luka. Look, they still shorthanded, but it is y'all should be blowing them out if that's the case. They don't have, they're without their two front court players. Y'all should be blowing them out. That's the way I see it. You know. So I'm not, I'm not mad at SGA. He gave he gave a good game or good. Well, he put up a good fight in a losing effort. I'm definitely not mad at SGA, man. It's gonna happen like that. You're gonna have nights like that. People want them to get 70 so bad. Like, and I think that the OKC Thunder will reach 70 first. If the Cavs do it, I wouldn't be mad at that. Come on, come on. They're paying attention to the phone and stuff. So now we got this is a big weekend. You got AFC Championship, NFC Championship. And of course, the game that everybody's focused on is Josh Allen and the Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Um, this is Josh Allen's kryptonite. Josh Allen is under the most pressure to win. And let me explain why he's under the most pressure to win. Because Josh Allen has yet to get to a Super Bowl yet. And people want to know, when are you going to get to a Super Bowl? Just like that pressure that they put on Lamar Jackson to get to a Super Bowl, Josh Allen got the same type of pressure. Like I said, you're talking to a guy that likes Josh Allen. Man, I like some Josh Allen, bro. But he's under the most pressure because he hasn't got there. The Chiefs, I know a lot of people are like, well, the Chiefs are under the most pressure because they're trying to chase something that has never been done in the history of the game and all that other stuff. Despite, I know that some people think that, but if we go back when football was just beginning and stuff, Vince Lombardi and them, they won 3 straight, but that was before a Super Bowl. The brother Nicky Steves is in the building, man. Nicky Steves is in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Nicky Steves, man. Let me rent you up, bro. Glad you stopping through, man. Nicky Steves is a Sixers fan like myself. And he's an Eagles fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. Sorry, Nicky Steves. But he's an Eagles fan. Philadelphia native, man. Good channel, man. Good breakdown of everything. I like the debate y'all were having yesterday with Joel Embiid and everything that's been going on. And you just missed it, man. I was talking about Joel Embiid just now, man. But yeah, Josh Allen is under the most pressure, man. He beats. See, the thing about it is, Josh Allen will beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, he comes up short. He comes up short, man. And I'm not listen. Josh Allen, man, look, if he does not get there this year, I think what they're gonna do is, the media is not gonna be as harsh on Josh Allen as they are Lamar Jackson. You said, what's going on, Ted? I see you in here. I don't talk about the Sixers this much this season. Yeah. I agree with you, Nicky Steves, but you know that a lot of the guys are now they're just starting to see what as Sixers fans what we see. Now, there's reports saying that the fans are growing frustrated, the front office is growing frustrated, stuff like that. Well, first off, Nicky Steves, the front office that's what I was trying to tell y'all yesterday, okay? I was trying to tell you that the front office is as big at fault as anybody else in this situation, because y'all gave a guy a contract that could barely walk in the playoffs. He come in there limping in the playoffs, missed a ton of games. He has yet to play 70 games in his career. Victor Wembanyama, he's played 70 games. Jokic has multiple seasons in which he's played 80 plus games. And that's what I was saying. You gave a guy, an extension that didn't deserve it, but you're not going to give Jimmy Butler an extension. And everybody tried to challenge me on the Jimmy Butler situation, saying, "Oh, well, he's messing up the team. He's a drama king and all this other stuff." I agree with Shaquille O'Neal. I did all of this for you. I put my body on the line. They're not playing. They over there in their suits and ties. They got, they got their little liquor cabinet and everything like that. They're negotiating deals. You know what I'm saying? They behind the computer. They're not out there doing 1 to 2 a days. Out there doing workouts. Out there doing prep. Out there trying to get better for the very next season. Out there lifting weights. Out there doing conditioning and quickness drills and stuff like that. Out there, spraining your ankle. Out there messing up your knee. Out there getting hit in the eye. They're not the ones doing it. I agree with you, Ted. And he's not smart. He's not a smart. He's just not a smart businessman, man. He's not a smart leader or president of an organization, man. He's not. And like I said, I will continue to give Joel Embiid the smoke. But like I said, Nicky Steve, Ted, listen, check this out. Check this out, right? If you're gonna go through all this, you might as well just go ahead and retire, because everybody's sitting up here like, Ted, you said Dallas was interested in Joel Embiid. I think this would be the last thing that Dallas wants, because Mark, if Luka is gonna play with that shit, plus Dallas has the expectation. Y'all are saying that Dallas should be in the finals. That's where the expectations are now with Dallas. So do you think that bringing a Joel Embiid over there, who's consistently hurt, who doesn't really, honestly, I know everybody thinks I'm crazy for saying this, he doesn't make his teammates better, man. Like, he might get assists and everything, but he really doesn't make his teammates better, if you really want to be honest. I mean, he's a good passing big man when he wants to be, but it's like Maxey and him had a great two-man thing going, but he doesn't make his teammates better in the sense that he's never available. His availability is his liability. So yeah, but getting back to Josh Allen. Josh Allen is under the most pressure, man. I know a lot of people think that Pat Mahomes, he's still gonna be a Hall of Famer regardless. He gonna be go down as one of the best quarterbacks to do it if he loses. If Pat Mahomes could retire right now, he gonna get in the Hall of Fame quick. That's how successful Pat Mahomes has been. But Josh Allen, he's great individually, but he's always gonna have that hanging on his head. It's just like with Peyton Manning, all them years he could never get past Brady. Could never get it done. And like I said, it's not all Josh Allen's fault, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the fingers are going to be pointed in your direction because, unfortunately, I mean, you are the quarterback. If watch if Jaden Daniels, if they end up taking the L, if they lose, guess who's gonna get the blame? It's gonna be Jaden Daniels. It could have been a situation. Even with Mark Andrews, they were sitting there trying to figure out whose fault it was. Was it Mark Andrews or Lamar Jackson? And we know it's a team game and stuff like that, but a lot of people felt like, it was Mark Andrews' fault. You should have caught the ball, all that other stuff. But, Lamar Jackson did what any leader would do. What the media is not going to talk about is coming to Mark Andrews' aid and saying, hey, look, it's all right. We still your brothers. Pick your head up. We'll be back again. And the media is not talking about that. They're not talking about the leadership, the leadership capability that Lamar Jackson has. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this video, man. I just wanted to um, talk my little shit, y'all. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications too. Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball, boxing communities, and salute to all the people that rock with me. Till then, straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll get at y'all later.